Victorian Labor is leading in the race to retain former Premier Daniel Andrews' seat. However, Labor appears to be suffering a swing away from its primary vote. Preferences are set to be crucial in determining the outcome of the by-election in Mulgrave. Victoria political reporter Simon Love is live with special coverage tonight. Simon, what is the latest from the Electoral Commission?
Well, Ash, it's fair to say with just over 45% of the vote counted, there is a swing away from the Labor Party tonight, but all signs are showing that Victorian Labor will be able to hang on to this seat in Mulgrave, albeit on a smaller margin. Let's take a quick look at the primary vote now. At around about 10 minutes ago, with just under 45% of the vote counted, Eden Foster, the candidate for the Labor Party, was sitting on around about 38% of the vote. In fact, the figures have updated since we're bringing you these numbers on the screen. So Eden Foster, 38% of the primary. Courtney Mann, the Liberal candidate, he was expected by the Electoral Commission to come third, but he's actually second in the race at 24% share of the vote. And the independent Ian Cook has just under 4,000 votes and 18% of the share. If we look at the two candidate preferred share, of course, the VEC made a decision at 6 o'clock tonight to run a count between Eden Foster, the Labor candidate, who is trying to replace Daniel Andrews, and Ian Cook. The two candidate preferred count at the moment is 56 to 43 in Labor's favour. So things are looking good for the Labor Party, but a swing away. I'm now joined by Senior Minister in the Allen Government, Gabrielle Williams. Thank you so much for your time tonight. We're actually just in your seat in Dandenong, just over the other side of the Mulgrave border. But there's a bit of a buoyant mood in here tonight. But are you a bit concerned about the swing away in the primary vote from the Labor Party here?
Look, so far the swing against Labor is what we would expect. We know by-elections are very tough, but particularly where you've had someone with such a strong personal vote, a very popular outgoing member in Daniel Andrews. So that was always going to be the case and is in line with our expectations.
It is my understanding that John Pesciuto is about to address his faithful just up the road here in Mulgrave and declare that the Liberal Party has come second tonight. It was widely expected they'd be third, and the VEC decided to do a count between Ian Cook and Labor. Do you think that was the wrong decision by the Electoral Commission?
Oh, look, you know, these things can be hard to predict at times. I mean, what we're seeing from the numbers so far is that the swing towards the Liberals is not as significant as we would have probably expected. And, you know, that's for them to reflect on. But what we know is that we put in a great candidate in this by-election, Eden Foster, a local her whole life in this area, former mayor of the city of Greater Dandenong, a strong personal story and someone who brings great integrity to this position. And we certainly hope that the voters elect her tonight, but it's early days.
So too close to call in Labor's camp at the moment?
Yeah, I think it's too close to call. We've still got numbers coming in. Many boos still don't have their two-party preferred data in, and we'll wait to see that before making any statements about what we think the outcome will be.
Even if there is a swing away from Labor, as the numbers are showing tonight, is that a challenge for the Allen government and something that the government needs to listen to the voters here in Daniel Andrews' Olds?
Look, what we see is it's in line with what happens in by-elections against an incumbent government, but particularly where you see such a popular outgoing member and an outgoing member with such a strong personal vote. This was absolutely in line with what we expected in those circumstances. And, you know, we put forward the best possible candidate and we will wait to see what the result at the end of tonight actually is. But what we do know is that Eden Foster has put up an incredible campaign. She has remained true to form, cool-headed. She comes to this role with some experience in local government, but also with integrity in spades and with a great personal profile in this local community. So we hope that serves her and Labor well.
The ministers in the room tonight. Anyone heard from Daniel Andrews yet? Has he got involved or made any comments about the count?
I haven't heard from him yet myself. I don't know if others have, but I'm sure he's taking great interest in what's happening in his much-loved seat of Mulgrave.
Do you think the government misses him a bit?
Oh, look, we all, from a personal perspective, miss Daniel, but we know we're in great hands with Jacinta Allen.
Gabrielle Williams, thanks very much for joining Sky News. Really appreciate that.
Thank you, Simon, and have a great night.
Well, we appreciate the hospitality. Gabrielle Williams there, the Consumer Affairs Minister here in Victoria and fast becoming a Senior Minister here in the Allen government with more responsibilities after the reshuffle that Jacinta Allen made to the Victorian Cabinet after Daniel Andrews ultimately resigned as Premier and also resigned his position. And that's what brings us here tonight to this by-election, Ash.
And Simon, there's been some concerns about low voter turnout.
Yeah, so there's just under 50,000 enrolled voters here in Mulgrave, but there's been concerns from all parties that the turnout would be down. And if anything, most analysts believe that that would be a bad thing for Labor, and perhaps why we're seeing some of the swings away from the party in the primary vote tonight. There were squads of these volunteers behind me that have been telling me tonight they spent the morning door knocking homes here in Mulgrave, essentially trying to tell people to get out and vote because there was a concern that they wouldn't go out there and they may even be fined. There were signs put out there in the community in red saying that if voters don't turn up, they could get fined. But it is seeming on these early figures, although we are at the moment saying it is too close to call, I'm confident in saying at Sky News that Labor is ahead in Mulgrave, and all signs are most probably turning towards Labor claiming victory, if not tonight, in the coming days. The interesting thing is that the Liberal Party believe they will be the second placed in this seat, meaning Ian Cook has failed a second time to try and get over the top to try and get this seat in Mulgrave. So interesting soul searching for that independent candidate campaign. For the Liberal Party, they'll no doubt be pleased with this result tonight, given the swing away from Labor. And albeit, even though Gabrielle Williams is trying to put a positive spin on things, there will no doubt be some recriminations and some questions to be asked about the level of the swing that we're seeing away here in Mulgrave tonight. But I am confident to say, Ash, that Labor is looking likely to claim victory here in Mulgrave. It just may be a matter of whether it's tonight, whether it's in the next hour or so, whether we see Jacinta Allen emerge here in this room, or whether it could be in coming days as they wait for that two-candidate preferred vote.
It sure does. Simon Love, thanks for that update.